All right. Welcome to the three chapters on the place P of the marketing mix. In essence, place decisions are about availability. How do you plan on making your product available to customers? So you think through issues such as whether or not I want to use channel partners. If yes, then what types? How much control I want to have over my distribution channel? How widely I want to make my product available? How many different channels I want to use, or whether I want to strike a strategic alliance with another company that can handle the distribution for me, etc., etc. One thing needs to be kept in mind though: decisions related to distribution channels are very strategic in nature and they cannot be changed often if you want to. So once you decide on your quote unquote go to market strategy, you are kind of stuck with it for some time. The legal contracts that you enter with your distribution channel entities, such as wholesalers, agents, dealers, distributors, etc., cannot be changed at a flip of a switch, as they say, because these are legally binding contracts. Just to give an example, Dell was the first company to start selling customized computers online. The concept was a huge hit, but when IBM decided to compete with Dell on the same turf and tried to sell computers online, IBM's dealers were up in arms against the company because they would lose business in the market. Thus, IBM was not able to go to the market the way Dell did. So in this chapter, we will talk about direct and indirect distribution channels. Indirect involves intermediaries, and why it can be useful for companies to use intermediaries in the first place. We will see how channels for consumer and business markets can be different, learn about intensive, selective, and exclusive distribution, and finally, we will take a look at a couple of trends in channel management today. So some of the common channel partners for companies can be retailers, wholesalers, agents, brokers, and distributors. And distributors are basically large wholesalers. Retailers sell to final customers, wholesalers sell to retailers, and they both take title or ownership of the products that they sell. Then there are agents who sell for manufacturers but do not take title to the goods, but charge a certain commission instead. Agents are essentially outside salesmen working on commission for the company. And brokers don't even make the selling effort sometimes. They simply bring the buyer and seller together and charge a fee for that. So why do companies so often use channel partners? Do they offer any benefits? Of course they do. Most importantly, they break bulk and help ensure that the customer is conveniently able to buy a single piece of the product from the retailer. It will be very inefficient for a customer to buy a single piece of product from a distributor or manufacturer. It's cheaper to use channel partners because you don't have to set up your own stores, which can require huge resources. Not every company can do it. Distributors and retailers already carry hundreds and sometimes thousands of products, and it doesn't cost a whole lot extra to carry one more. All you need to do is to offer a decent margin to them for selling your products. Channel partners have local relationships with customers because they are geographically closer. It will be tough for a California-based company, for example, to have close relationships with customers here in Michigan, isn't it? Channel partners also share business risk. They take title to goods, so they take responsibility of inventory. If it doesn't sell due to some reason, then they share the burden. If the warehouse catches fire, goods are burned down, the goods belong to the wholesaler. Lastly, since the channel partners own the product inventory, the working capital needs for the manufacturer also goes down. So you can see there are plenty of benefits of using channel partners instead of going direct to the market. But then, are there any downsides to using channel partners instead of handling distribution yourself? Yes, of course there are again. The channel partner might not give enough attention, for example, to your product, since they have hundreds of other products to handle already. Second, you have less control over distribution, especially if channel partner is a company like Walmart, for example, that has much more market power. C, you're also not directly in touch with the customers, and you're able to see the market only through the eyes of the channel partners, which may not be an ideal situation for you. So, what factors determine whether a company should go direct to market or do it indirect through channel partners? Here are some of the factors. Industrial goods are mostly sold direct. Business customers buy in large quantities and hence want to directly deal with manufacturers. And consumer goods are sold indirect, usually. If your customers are spread out over a wide area, maybe remote areas, then you must use channel partners for deriving efficiencies. If the product is a complex one and not very technologically standardized, it would require customer education and demonstration, which is usually tough to do through big and busy channel partners. To give an example, still STIHL, the largest US manufacturer of handheld power tools, is a great example. You'll be surprised to know that Stihl does not sell its products through big box retailers such as Home Depot and Lowe's. That's where you expect to find such products. Instead, they are sold through thousands of smaller dealers across the country who offer special attention to the product, good after-sales service, product demonstration, etc. Lastly, if you want more control over the channel, then you would like to go direct, just as Coca-Cola did. Because Coca-Cola wanted to control the channel and derive higher efficiencies, it actually ended up buying its biggest bottler, Coke Enterprises. So to summarize, you have to think on these lines before you decide whether you want to go direct or you want to use channel partners. The second decision you must take is that of intensity of distribution and achieve the ideal market exposure that is right for you. Here, you have to strike the right balance between three main factors: reducing the overall cost of marketing, second, enhancing customer satisfaction through product availability, and enhancing channel satisfaction through better margins and exclusive tie-ups. Intensive distribution mainly enhances customer satisfaction through better product availability, while exclusive distribution is appreciated by channel partners. Selective distribution is somewhere in the middle. To give an example, there are a couple of hundred products, more than 200 products, that are exclusively sold by the beauty products retailer Sephora. The suppliers get the large volumes and market exposure through Sephora, and Sephora in return gets exclusivity, which helps with higher customer value and customer loyalty. In contrast, for example, Pepsi products are available everywhere in every single store, and this is a good example of intensive distribution. So this is how channels for consumer products typically look like. A large majority of consumer products involve several channel partners, as you see here on the right hand side, and products move through several entities. In contrast, channels for business products are more direct and shorter in length, as you see on this slide, and products typically do not move through several channel partners. Lastly, there are two important trends in channel management that we must be aware of and hopefully do something about. The first is the issue of multi-channel marketing, where a company makes use of a variety of channels for selling goods, such as selling through consumer retail channel, through online intermediaries such as Amazon or Overstock.com, through business B2B channel, specialty stores, etc. The biggest problem with multi-channel marketing is the conflict that might occur between channels, and the company must find ways to solve such conflicts, as we discussed in the case of IBM and its dealers. So this is how a multi-channel marketing for computer books might look like. The second big challenge in multi-channel retailing is that of consistency of customer experience. The communication, even though coming through different channels, must be consistent and clear. Also, brand image, merchandise assortment, and pricing too should be consistent across marketing channels. You learn about how to do it right in the retailing class here at Seedman. And lastly, every company should try to utilize the power of strategic channel alliances. Here, a company, instead of handling all of the distribution itself, ties up with another company in order to gain quick, widespread, and easy market access, and hence distribution success. Such an alliance also frees up the manufacturer to focus on what it does best, instead of taking on the additional responsibility of product distribution itself. Let me give you a couple of good examples. You must be familiar with Frappuccino, the cold coffee brand made by Starbucks. Have you noticed that Frappuccino is available in almost all stores, at all gas stations, and even in very remote areas where Starbucks has no presence? Because Starbucks is mainly an urban brand, you don't expect to see Starbucks in remote areas. Well, in case you did not know, distribution for Frappuccino is handled by Pepsi and not Starbucks, under a strategic channel alliance between the two companies. As you can see, such an alliance gives Frappuccino tremendous access to the market across the country. Anywhere where Pepsi is available, Frappuccino can also be available. That's the magic of a strategic alliance. Developing such a channel on its own would nearly be impossible for Starbucks and Frappuccino. Another example is that of Burger King. When Burger King wanted to start selling coffee, just like McDonald's and Starbucks, it struck a strategic alliance with the Seattle's best coffee company, SBC. With this alliance, SBC got immediate access to about 7,000 store locations of Burger King for selling coffee. Just imagine, opening that many stores countrywide would have taken SBC forever. So I would encourage you to think of such creative alliances that you can strike for your product and which can help you be successful in product distribution. Think hard and be creative, okay? So here's the key message from this chapter again. Remember that channel decisions are very strategic and cannot be changed very easily, so decide carefully. And here are some key terms to remember. Goodbye for now. Bye.